Welcome to the ACEVEDO video store. Today we're going to review Ninja the Protector from 1986, directed by Godfrey Ho, produced by Joseph Lai, starring Richard Harrison for about maybe 20 minutes of the movie for its 40th anniversary. The story takes place in Hong Kong. We follow a group of police officers trying to track down a group who is counterfeiting money, particularly US dollar bills. So they send in a police officer named Warren to go undercover by disguising himself as a model because one of his key members, Susan, runs a modeling agency. But fortunately for the police, Richard Harrison, the police chief, is a vigilante ninja as well, and knows for the fact that the counterfeiting money gang is also a ninja clan that occasionally meet up at the secret lair. So that's the basic plot of the film. I find this to be decent, not that good as Ninja Terminator, slightly above better than Ultimate Ninja and Leopard Fist Ninja. The story was interesting for the most part, but I felt it was underdeveloped. They kind of got the basics there, like the surface level basics in terms of like the characters and stories. The movie that they used to edit into Ninja the Protector, which I couldn't find any information on what movie it was apparently a Taiwanese film. But it's very melodramatic as well. My favorite scene, which was a little unintentionally funny to me, there's this one scene where we have David, the brother of Warren. David goes up to his apartment and gets a letter. The letter upset him so much that he started burning it in the middle of the hallway. Like he has a lighter already ready. He starts burning that letter. And I was like, really? You're doing this in the middle of a hallway? You know, there's a fire hazard. What are you doing? Another thing about the characters is Warren develops some like affair with Susan. It progresses way too fast. So she's like, oh, Warren, you made us so much money today. Let me invite you to my private villa. The next scene afterwards is them at the beach, then them sleeping on the beach and all that. We don't see the private villa. Instead, we jump cut into Warren and Susan in a house, and Susan just suddenly tells Warren, this is your house, and this is your motorbike. And then Warren gives that motorbike to David and all that, which will be, you know, a later apparent prop in the film. Oh, speaking of motorbikes, the movie ends with a 5-minute duel between Richard Harrison fighting against the Red Ninja on motorbikes with each other. And it's not very well choreographed. I'm guessing that the stuntmen weren't too qualified to do like, you know, insane like circus acts with their motorbikes. They're like, oh, you could drive down this way, across each other. For the ninja scenes, I wish they were longer. I wish they were more elaborate in terms of the fighting. The ninja scenes, whenever they appear, they begin and end quickly as fast as they appear. Richard Harrison isn't killing the ninjas, but he's arresting them and tying them up onto anywhere he goes before he disappears and the cops show up.
This is my present?
I'm thinking it's like, these are ninjas. Could you like reach something in your like belt, like your ninja belt, to take out the thing, to unlock the handcuffs off of you? Like why are you suddenly immobile? With that type of editing and story progression in the movie, when we get to the fight scene at the ocean, because after the character gets beaten up and all that, he immediately starts sleeping with his girlfriend in the middle of the beach, all naked and all that. And I'm like thinking, well guys, what are you doing here? So besides its flaws, I did like the soundtrack, which I didn't recognize for the most part, like what were their certain cues. Besides like 4 music tracks, one of them being Sheep from Pink Floyd from their famous Animal album. The other one was a song from Pink Floyd as well from their Echoes album. Which I recognize that track in The Ultimate Ninja as well. The other one, I don't know its name, but I definitely heard it in another like ACEVEDO ninja movie where it was used as the ending theme. The fourth one is actually a pretty interesting one because it's from an anime called Southern Cross, which was adapted in the US as the second act to Robotech. And some cinematography shots are mostly neat. It was very hard to tell because I was watching a 4:3 crop pan and scan transfer. I do hear there might be a widescreen transfer floating out there. ACEVEDO Films, they have their own HD film scan of the movie because they did like an HD reconstruction of the trailer. A very poor reconstruction, I would say, in terms of the recreating the titles, but it seems like it's a very damaged film print in terms of like mold and scratches.
Black Dog said something about a ninja. What's a ninja?
Just a fairy tale. They don't exist. Now, there, you see? I told you they didn't exist.
A lot of the stuff in the movie is unintentionally funny as well. Even though it isn't that good as Ninja Terminator, at least it's like average enough where I'm entertained by it and I'm not exactly bored by it either. Besides some of the few melodramatic scenes dragging in towards the middle, which is ironic because I watched the longer 85-minute version of the film, and apparently there's a few releases where it features a 68-minute version of the movie. But I heard it's like a slightly better movie when it cuts out like a good chunk of the middle and it's just like a very fast-paced like action film. So I'll give it 3.3 out of 5 stars. Now, I own this movie on 2 releases. I think I bought this first before I bought this. This is from Venom Films of Crash Cinema. I don't know if I talk fully on the extent of Crash Cinema here on my YouTube channel, but they were like a distribution DVD company that started in the VHS era or right at the tail end of it, because there's a few releases they did on VHS such as The Executioner with Sonny Chiba, but they put out several of the ACEVEDO ninja movies. I would say legally dubious. There's a good article about them on Anime News Network, and they call these public domain kung fu movies or public domain martial arts films, or public domain movies in general. But, you know, Ninja Protector is not a public domain movie. In fact, it has a copyright holder, that being ACEVEDO Films. I find it interesting, like, with these Crash Cinema releases, when they have, like, the back covers here, they're not afraid to the fact saying, like, you're not going to watch a good movie. It's like, another Godfrey Ho Schloctacular. And I love how in the back here it says they have an about the prince section. Most of this text, which is only 1 sentence long, is talking about how the title Ninja the Protector is taken from the Jackie Chan movie, The Protector. But the only thing they say about the print is convulsively watchable. Which, yeah, I guess so. It's like a decent Video Master. Way better than the Mill Creek one. The other copy I have is the Mill Creek 50 movie pack of martial arts films. It's from 2007, so this is the older set. They did, I think, 2 other re-releases of the same set, but it's a different set of films and not like the same films here. But this has like the 68-minute version of the movie, which literally does cut out the middle section of the film. So I heard this version is the better one to watch. Unfortunately, this is a very bad video transfer as well. They actually have a few ninja movies like Ninja Champion, the Ninja Death series, Ninja Empire, Ninja Heat. And they also have the movie City Ninja with Michael Chan Wayman. And in that film, it features an actor named Andy, an English-American actor.
And as for you, you little yellow shithead, I'm not gonna take any more.
And he was doing dubbing in Hong Kong at the time. He also appears in Ninja the Protector.
Hey, it might be a present for me. Come on, I love surprises.
He has a really great interview about working at ACEVEDO Films and also working in Hong Kong at the time. He doesn't really have, like, not a lot of nice things to say about it. He's very honest. He thought Godfrey Ho wasn't a good director and compared him to, like, if a bunch of 10-year-olds had a Super 8 camera and started making a movie together. But then he said that's an insult to 10-year-olds. To be honest, I have to wholeheartedly disagree with him. When we have, like, a Godfrey Ho film where it's actually not edited footage, but it's just, like, a full movie with original footage and all that, it makes pretty good results, like The Dragon the Hero. But of course, he's really known for his ACEVEDO Films work in the 80s, but Dragon the Hero is a pretty good movie. Overall, it's a pretty decent movie. If you're interested in watching it, I'd probably say get the this Ninja the Protector DVD from Crash Cinema. There might be other releases, but I'm not too sure about them because I know this movie has been re-released multiple times on bargain bin DVD releases. If you want to watch the 68-minute version, be aware that like the Mill Creek transfer just looks really god-awful, even though I think it's a wider transfer as well. There's a German media book has a better video transfer, but I believe that's also Region 2 exclusive because I was reading about it on the moviecensorship.com website, which becomes one of my favorite websites lately, where they compare and contrast different versions of the films. And they talk about how there's an alternate cut of the film where I believe it removes the sex scenes and removes some of the heavy dialogue scenes as well. Hopefully, one day we might get a wider release of that HD transfer that I see like floating around and all that, and maybe have it better restored than what we see from the trailer, because it looks like just like an unrestored film print. So that's all the review. Have a nice day, and later on come back to our video store.